Unfortunately, Rust Console will always be compared to PC. The updates, the graphics, the performance, the player base, the community will always be compared to PC, the better version, a more refined version of the game. PC has been out for over 10 years now, whereas console will be coming up to its 3rd year anniversary. Now, I saw a comment that actually resonated with me, and this guy was called QTD, and he said, "Show us the best parts of Rust. Show the building aspects, the shooting, how to survive if solo. We all know there are cheaters, but I would like to see what makes you play Rust so much." Because all of these negative reviews, to me, honestly, has prevented me from joining at all. Now, I've played this game since beta, and I went into playing Rust as a completely new game. I didn't realise it had a PC version. I didn't realise it was big as it was on PC, or there was any content creators. I came into this game very much blindsided. So playing and accumulating all these hours, I pretty much have a good solid reason as to why this game will not be as good as it was a couple years ago. So if we go back to the very start for when this game first released, people were getting to grips with it and you needed to give everyone a little bit of time. There was only a couple of the people within the player base that kind of knew what Rust was and they knew the mechanics, and you could clearly see that because they were really good at the game at the time. However, I would like to say within the 2nd or 3rd wipe is when everyone got to grips with everything, and that's when Rust Console was taken off. At this point, there wasn't many big content creators within the game, and TikTok, in my opinion, which is ironic because I have nearly 50,000 followers, is one of the major reasons as to why this game is the way it is and it's not as good as it was. So nobody knew anyone, and the only reason or way you were going to able to message and communicate with your fellow enemies or allies was through Xbox messages, PlayStation messages, or parties, and the game was just a lot more unpredictable. Given that obviously when you get into the game and get more involved within the game and put more hours in, you'll know what to do and everything will become less unpredictable. However, the golden times of Rust Console seemed so short and minute as to what PC had. Whilst, yeah, if everything like cheating was eradicated, I think this game would be 100 times better. Not that the people that were cheating would get banned, but just the devices themselves wouldn't be able to be played on, so everyone went back to controller. I think 100% that would save the game. I wouldn't care about performance or content updates, just playing and being able to be the best you can on the game, and you'll see a lot more content creators that would flourish because you'd see how good they are, and you'd get more views because people want to watch the people that are the best. However, when everyone has no recoil, no one's going to really care if you can shoot a gun or not. And that's the beauty of the first couple of wipes to maybe a year and a half of Rust Console. There was more legit players in teams than there was cheaters, and that made the game a lot more unpredictable because you'd win fights and you'd lose fights against, you know, people that were either mixed cheating and had a legit team as well. There was a couple of cheaters in there. You'd win fights and you'd lose them and you'd just say GG's, or you would argue and then go back and forth. Instead, nowadays, it's just whoever's better on the certain script. And there's not really a lot of reasons as to what I can pinpoint as to why you should play this game. If I wasn't as big as I am on this platform and, you know, being able to edit and make videos, I probably wouldn't play the game. I'm not gonna lie to you. However, I enjoy talking to you guys and I enjoy just editing videos and commentating over them. I don't play the game as much anymore because, quite frankly, I'm bored of it. It doesn't excite me as it once did, and a lot of the people that I played with kind of just don't play that much anymore. As well, community service being one of the factors as to why they don't play. It's just really the shift in the community that was made, going down the path of just PvPing, and TikTok, the way people create TikToks and say, come to small cobalt, face checks, all this and that. It just really just made the game boring. But that, unfortunately, is the way Rust Console has gone. But I think there's a bigger part to play in this as to why we haven't had the golden years, in my opinion, as long as PC did. And this is because everyone is demanding updates, including myself. We all want updates, we all want to play new, fresh content, so, you know, we can get that dopamine hit, so we can have a good time, which is valid. However, it's that age-old saying, if you don't take a seat and look around at the good times you're in, you're going to miss them and regret you didn't take advantage of the times you're in at that current moment. Because we're all chasing the new content and want D11 to flush out as many updates as possible, we're having a shorter time period in the golden times of Rust. Because obviously PC was made from scratch, whereas D11 are porting it, so they're not making it from scratch. My point is, we get less time to enjoy the quote-unquote golden times of Rust because we're continuously at pace trying to keep up with the PC updates. Whereas PC had a really good time for 3 years because there wasn't as much content added because it was obviously made from scratch. whereas console is going to get an influx of updates because it's got a target to meet, and that is to meet the PC version. The golden time of Rust Console felt like it was just a couple of months to a year, I would say, especially when Oil Rig came out. That was the peak of PvPing, and then a couple months after, for me, it was the peak of just creating content, because with community servers, not many people want to watch content anymore unless you are already established within the space of Rust Console and have a big following. It's very, very hard to get up the ranks and gain a following, because anyone can just hop into a 2 times, 3 times, get loot and play the game and feel like they may be good at it. Whereas back then, when you had official servers, no one really played and would rather watch because they weren't able to gain the loot you were in your videos. Now, a lot of it could be to do with nostalgia as to why I think the game was better maybe a year and a half ago than it is now. Sure, the performance wise, probably, if not better, a lot better than when it was a couple or a year and a half ago. However, the moments, the community at the time was just so much better. Now you have DDoSing, the cheating in my opinion is way over 50% of the player base. It was just a real shame that we had that short time period of where there was a mixed legit and cheating scene, but majority was legit trying to keep up, than to what it is now. Because when you go on TikTok or when you go on YouTube, you always try and think, is this guy legit? Is this guy really legit? When you go on a PC video like Tacular or Wally Wonka, you're like, Jesus, these guys are good. That's what I would love for us console, within the PvP scene anyway, to look at someone and be like, wow, they are good. But to me, the sole reason as to why this game has kind of gone downhill and will be on a rapid decline is not just apart from the cheating, but because we get to value and have fun in these golden times, quote unquote golden times of Rust Console, in a shorter time period than PC did, because we're trying to keep up with the updates and ever more add in these new content updates. And to be truthful, there are a lot more negatives than there are positives for this game. The positives I have is that if you have a really good group, tight-knit of friends that you can trust, you will have a lot of fun on this game, specifically on official servers, because that's where loot is valued, that's where raids really are valued as well. You have to pick the right raid, you have to do it a certain way, tactics, but more it's just PvP, PvP. That's what everyone is desired for, and this is something I really want to talk about in the newest podcast that I'm releasing with Jack Shepherd, is that what is the comp scene like on PC as opposed to Rust Console? What makes the best team the best on Rust PC? Is it just PvP, or is it a variety of factors that go into the best team, the raids, the outwitting one another, the PvP? The best way I can sum up Rust Console now is that the performance is better than it was a year and a half ago, but the moments and memories are not so good. Whereas a year and a half ago, the performance was not good, but the memories and the moments you had was so much better than you get now. What do you guys think? How long have you been playing Rust Console for, and do you agree or disagree with what I'm saying? Do you think I am too negative about this game, or do you think I should be more positive? Because at the end of the day, I'm trying to shed light on some things, in my opinion, from the experience I have, to hopefully new players on the game. Like, if you're going to play this game, you've got to be able to take being killed a lot, because either you are going against really good players at this moment in time because of their experience, because the game's been out for nearly 3 years now, or that they are cheating. There's a bigger chance that they're probably cheating. But the moments that we have, you kind of got to cherish them, because we get a shorter time to enjoy these sort of moments and memories than PC did. And that, I think, is why Rust Console will never be as good as PC in terms of memories and moments. Performance, graphics and all that aside, we get to enjoy the game in a shorter time period of the state that it's in than PC did. So let me know what you think about that. Thank you for watching as always. Subscribe if you're new around here. We're near 3,000 subscribers. Leave a like on the video, really helps out the channel and the video as well. Join up the Discord. All my links are in the description as well if you want to follow me on Twitter or follow me on TikTok. Next week, I'm going to be doing a variety of content. I want to do a documentary or something along the lines of that. Just more varied content. I don't want to basically bleed the updates dry. As always, people, I'll see you in the next one.